fracture and marks that show she was bracing for the moment of impact. Joe takes this information to her boss Joanna, who doesn't believe it was murder and tells Joe to close the case as self-deletion. However, Henry refuses to sign a report that goes against his medical knowledge. Vicky's parents show up at his office and swear their daughter was a happy person, so she couldn't have done this. Watching them makes Henry think about Abigail and how they raised Abe together. That night Henry goes to the bridge and climbs over the edge to investigate. He finds marks from Vicky's shoes and fingernails where she struggled. He also discovers a hook and slips, but he holds on just in time to avoid falling. When he climbs back on the bridge, he gets hit by a truck and dies again. The driver tries checking on him but the body is already gone. The next day they discover new things under Vicky's nails, paint from under the bridge and skin particles from an attacker she scratched. Henry also discovers a note on his desk from the mysterious man saying he knows Henry died again. He takes the note to Abe, who notices the paper is very old. Thanks to the new evidence, Joe keeps investigating and finds out that Vicky had already checked in for a flight to Paris. She and Henry go to Vicky's college to talk to her professor James, who gives them an alibi without them asking. Because of this and other little clues Henry notices, they conclude Vicky had an affair with him and consider him a suspect. Henry steals a pen to run a DNA test that matches the skin found under Vicky's nails. He and Joe go to see James' wife and she backs up his alibi. However, Henry calls her out for lying and points at different clues around the house that prove she knows about the affair. The wife cracks and confesses James lied. Later at the station, Henry notices that James has a skin condition and realizes Vicky scratched him while they were doing the naughty, so he isn't the murderer. The cops think it's a stretch and arrest James anyway. Meanwhile, Abe has done more research on the letter and discovered the crest on the paper is from a hotel. Henry realizes it comes from a hotel in Italy that doesn't exist anymore. He stayed in that place once when he tried to break up with Abigail because of his condition, but she didn't let him. Later, Henry examines Vicky's body again and finds flesh in her mouth, meaning she bit her attacker. He's interrupted by Joe, who has found James dead in his office. The cops think he self-deleted, but Henry searches the crime scene and with a few clues confirms James was also